Back in the summer of 2017, an unexpected collaboration appeared between Nintendo's leading man Mario and Ubisoft's minion-esque mammals, the Rabbids, and it shocked the world. Not just because a collaboration like this existed, as surprising as it was, but because the game was really good. Mario is no stranger to high quality games, as everyone knows, but the Rabbids' track record has been a lot spottier. However, the game was a success both commercially and critically, so when a sequel was announced 5 years later, the world was enamored and ready to see if lightning could strike twice. So, does Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope deliver on its promise, or does it fall as flat as 5-day-old pizza into a muddy puddle? Let's find out. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope isn't an identical follow-up to its predecessor. While a lot of sequels tend to take the original formula and continue, adding in new gameplay mechanics and worlds, Sparks of Hope instead changes up both the game's structure, level design, and approach in several different ways. Combat is still done using the XCOM-style strategy gameplay, where players move a squad of heroes around a field, hiding behind cover, and taking turns to attack or apply status effects to enemies to meet an objective. But everything outside of this is very different. The biggest change comes in the overworld design. Rather than having a hub world in Peach's castle and then going through each world in a linear fashion, moving along the path until the next combat encounter starts, Sparks of Hope has more free roaming and investigating elements. The best comparison I can make is that Sparks of Hope is the new Super Mario JRPG series. It could easily slot in next to classic Paper Mario and the Mario and Luigi franchise, and not just because the latter's composer Yoko Shimomura has supplied her own tunes to this title. In many ways, this is the new JRPG series for Mario, and I am all here for it. The story is very traditional RPG-esque, with an all-powerful evil and cursor corrupting the galaxy with her dark mess energy. Yes, it's really called that, and it's a brilliant pun. So Mario and the gang must travel to different planets, recruit more party members, and all while interacting with the locals. There are both main quests and side quests, optional super bosses, new equipment in the form of sparks, and even a skill tree for each character to increase stats and learn new skills. All of this provides a really great sense of progression and growth as you play. And no JRPG would be complete without cleverly written and humorous dialogue, and Sparks of Hope has this in spades. The traditional humour of the Rabbids has always been a bit hit and miss. There's a reason I described them as minions earlier, but in the original Mario & Rabbids they did a good job of toning it down while still keeping the humour intact. This was primarily done through how the Mario Rabbid hybrids acted, all having fun personalities that existed in contrast to their counterparts from Nintendo. But in Sparks of Hope, these have been more refined, and it works incredibly well. Part of this is thanks to the Rabbids now having voices, which was a surprise to say for sure. They don't speak in full lines of dialogue, it's done in a way seen in many games where they say the first couple words in the sentence, but it's enough to gather the Rabbids' personalities from their voice. Valley Girl Rabbid Peach really fits her self-centered nature, and Rabbid Mario putting on this tough guy Italian-American voice feels like a parody of Mario himself. There is one oddity though, and it relates to the two AI companions, Beepo and Genie. And I don't just mean that Beepo sounds nothing like what I expected him to sound like. These two are fully voiced, both in cutscenes and in regular conversation, and it can be really jarring. You go from Bowser roaring as a full paragraph of text appears, Rabbid Rosalina responding with a sigh while her dialogue box fills up, and then Beepo fully speaking all of his lines as they appear with the appropriate cadence and emphasis. It's a bit weird in its inconsistency. Another issue I found is that going back to previous areas when you're a much higher level can cause you to enter battles with ridiculously weaker enemies. When you hit a certain level, weaker enemies simply stop giving you EXP, meaning there is no reason to fight them. Yet you still end up in battles with them as they charge at you for getting close. I kind of wish they had implemented a system like Earthbound or even the Mario and Luigi series, where really weak enemies just die immediately if your level is far higher than them, especially because the nature of combat in this game makes battles longer than they would be in other RPGs. Another criticism I have comes with the presentation, specifically the menus and music. Now, this isn't an issue with the UI or the quality of the music, The music in the game is fantastic, now coming from 3 lead composers, each taking specific areas of the game and adding their musical charms to it. No, my problem with the music comes from when it doesn't appear. There are some odd sections in this game where music just doesn't exist when it feels like it should. Stay in a menu too long and the music just stops. Go into a blue coin challenge room and there is an eerie silence. And then sometimes when music is present, it will just abruptly cut out. This is most notable when transitioning between menus, especially in the pre-battle startup screen, where you'll be constantly jumping in and out of menus to change up party members or equipment for a battle. Given that you want to pick party members and sparks based on the scenario you have, it becomes a slog to menu hop back and forth. It would have felt more fluid had there at least been a quick select option. Yet, in the grand scheme of this game, these are minor issues, and they don't stop the title from being an enjoyable and fun romp with Mario and the Rabbids. I think it says a lot that in the previous game I always wanted to use a Mario character because I didn't care a whole lot for the Rabbids. Yet this time around, I can't take Rabbid Peach and Rabbid Mario out of the party. They're both very enjoyable, especially Rabbid Mario, who is honestly busted. The dude runs on Doom 1 logic, where the Y-axis is just a myth, and it's great. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is a perfect sequel to an already incredible game that I feel does a lot to fix the issues of that original title. If you like Mario, strategy, or RPGs of any kind, then I would recommend picking up this title easily. Especially if you're part of that crowd that laments what happened to all of Mario's JRPG sub-series, you might just have a new favourite franchise waiting for you with this one. A special thank you to Ubisoft for sending us a copy of this game to review. I hope it has done them very well. And a special thank you to all of our patrons, the $5 up tier appearing on screen right now, and if you want to know how you can join them or any other tier, just check in the description below. Let us know if you've picked up Mario and Rabbids already, if you're planning to, down in the comments, and if so, what is it that you're looking forward to the most, or was your favourite part of the game? And as always, you can do a massive help for us by liking this video and subscribing to the channel so that you can always remember to return to the source.